Hello there my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars video. It is I coming at you once again, your favourite galactic hostess, Star Wars Meg, and today we have some rather unfortunate Star Wars news, or at least that's the way it seems. So we've been waiting for an update for Ahsoka Season 2 for quite a few months. There have been plenty of unverified rumours, the cast and crew confirmed the show had wrapped, there have been some comments made by those who worked on the show, but nothing from Lucasfilm themselves, not since Star Wars Celebration. But today we do have something of an update, and it's not what fans want to hear. Now to be fair, it might not be the doom and gloom updates that fans are assuming, but it's not good news. So what's the update? Disney excludes major Star Wars sequel from 2026 release slate. Walt Disney Studios put out an official preview kit, everything releasing in the new year, both movies and shows. And under Lucasfilm they put The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is coming at the end of May, and then for Disney Plus, they put Maul Shadow Lord and the Star Wars Vision spin-off, the 9th Jedi series. But no mention whatsoever of Ahsoka Season 2, and fans are like, what? Surely it's a 2026 release. Production finished months ago. The cast and crew said there were no delays, everything went swimmingly according to the leaks. So what in the world is going on? Now personally, my friends, I have two theories. The first is that it is coming in 2026, but because Ahsoka is considered a returning series and not a new one, it's been omitted. Because think about it, The Mandalorian and Grogu is an entirely new project, it's continuing The Mandalorian, but it's a movie, so it's considered brand new. Maul Shadow Lord, a brand new Disney Plus animated show, and the same with The 9th Jedi. But Ahsoka is already part of the Disney roster, we've already had one season, so they don't consider the next season a new release. It's just going to be part of what's already there, if that makes sense. I think that's a pretty solid theory as to why it's been omitted, because I do personally think it is going to release in 2026. But my second theory is one which I've seen a couple of other fans allude to. Lucasfilm never actually gave us a release date. They confirmed it was in development back in January of 2024. They shared some concept art by Dave Filoni, but they never flat out said this is going to come out in 2026. That was just fan math, based on when production started, when it finished, and most reliable sources have said sometime in fall or winter of 2026, definitely after The Mandalorian and Grogu. So maybe because Star Wars content these days is rather scarce, we know there is stuff lined up for the next couple of years, but they might want to hold on to it until 2027, because 2026 is already a pretty packed year for Star Wars. We have the movie, the Maul show, the Vision spin-off, there might be something else announced. I've heard rumblings of animated projects that haven't been announced yet, but are being worked on as we speak. So maybe they've decided, let's keep Ahsoka a live-action project, a very important project, for the year after the Mando movie, because they don't seem to have any Disney Plus stuff lined up for 2027. That's the year of Star Wars Starfighter, and the re-release of the theatrical cut of A New Hope. I'm just theorizing, I'm just throwing out some ideas, and yet another theory is that because Ahsoka Season 2 hasn't had any kind of official press yet, they're waiting to give an official announcement before they confirm the release date. They didn't want this information to release via this preview kit, they wanted to give it its proper due. Just like with most Star Wars projects, they wanted to give it its own unique announcement, and maybe that's coming pretty soon. But you know what, if it is really delayed, I'd be so disappointed. It should not take 4 years to release a new season of a TV show. We waited 3 years between Mando seasons 2 and 3, and even then there were complaints that the anticipation for it had died out. And if there were no delays and production has wrapped, things are going well in post, we've heard some amazing leaks from behind the scenes, there is no excuse why this can't release in 2026. I think maybe they're worried it's going to dilute excitement for the movie, for The Mandalorian and Grogu, but I see them as very distinct projects, and I think they could cross-market, have an Ahsoka teaser at the end of The Mandalorian movie, maybe a post-credit scene or something like that, and get fans who didn't know about the show onto Disney Plus. So the Direct.com who broke this news said this: 2026 is shaping up to be a big year for the galaxy far, far away. But Ahsoka Season 2 was conspicuously left off the slate, leaving some to wonder if the long-awaited Star Wars sequel is going to be delayed. Up until this point, it's been long assumed that the second season would arrive sometime in the new year. Production on Ahsoka's second batch of episodes ran from April to October of 2025. and yet there has been no official release information. If the series were to follow a similar production pattern to the first, it would put Ahsoka's release date sometime around August or September of 2026. And this is why I think Disney's just holding off for a moment, because they might want an official press release before giving any information or any indication of when it's coming out. And remember guys, Disney Plus shows are treated very differently to the movies. They only start marketing the shows very close to their release dates. They tend not to release teasers months and months out, especially for returning shows, not new ones. So if it is still coming in 2026, and it is going to be August or September like they say, then don't expect a teaser or any information until sometime in the spring or summer of next year. It's a darn shame they do it this way, and communication between Lucasfilm and its fans is really abysmal. But that's the way it's been, that's the way it goes. But have faith, I know this really sucks, I know this isn't the information that we wanted, but I also don't take it as gospel that it's being delayed for another year. I think it's all down to the way Lucasfilm markets its content. And if you're saying, well, what about more Shadow Lord? Why would they put that on the 2026 slate when we haven't even had a teaser yet? Because a few days ago, they confirmed a tie-in comic, so technically, marketing has started. Same with Star Wars Visions, Volume 3 just dropped, and there's been a lot of talk about The Ninth Jedi. It's been promoted through official social media channels, but they haven't started doing that yet for Ahsoka Season 2. And because it's live action, just like The Mandalorian and Grogu, they might be trying to market the movie first, so we might not hear about anything Ahsoka related until May of 2026, because they want fans to go to the movies. They've been cutting budgets, they've been concerned about the performance of Disney Plus shows, and they want a triumphant return of Star Wars to the big screen, so that is going to be their main priority and their main focus. But once Mando is out, I think we can definitely expect something for Ahsoka Season 2, and I still have faith it is going to be a 2026 release. The director goes on to say this: there is always the chance something went terribly wrong, and there are extensive reshoots needed, and they do have to push it till 2027. But setting that aside, there is no reason Lucasfilm would have to delay it. Maybe it's just a case of timing, and at the end of the day, every project that is listed in this showcase had a 2026 release date from the word go. The same cannot be said for Ahsoka Season 2. That was just presumed. They never gave us a release date, they only told us when it went into production. So they might be trying to spread out their projects. What do you guys think? What strategy do you think Lucasfilm is taking with this? Do you think it's going to release next year? Or do you think they're going to push it till 2027? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this one, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Check me out on socials. And may the Force be with you, always.